Welcome to the Pool Nation podcast, where it's all pool talk. And we ain't talking about netting and jetting or splashing and dashing. We're talking about becoming a nation of pool pros. We talk about the latest products, trends, and training in the pool industry. Now let's welcome your host, with over a decade of industry insider experience and still the reigning champion of Marco Polo, Edgar De Jesus, and his co-host, John J.J. Flawless, the fastest netter in the West, and Zach the Pool Boy Nicholas.
Welcome, everyone, to the Pool Nation Live podcast. I am your host, Edgar De Jesus, and yes, I am the reigning champion of Marco Polo, along with Mr. John J.J. Flawless, the fastest netter in the West, and the famous Zach, the Pool Boy Nicholas. In today's podcast, we're answering the pool questions that you have sent in. I want to welcome everyone to our live podcast, the podcast where it's all pool talk, and we ain't talking about netting and jetting and splashing and dashing. We're talking about becoming a nation of pool pros. And yes, we will talk about the latest products, trends, and training in the pool industry. But before we get started today, I want to thank our sponsors for this podcast: the Ultimate Pool Tools, the SPPA, Blu-ray XL, Aquastar Pool Products, Natural Chemistry, Raypack, and Heritage Pool Supply. We want to thank them for their continued support. Mr. Zacharias, what's going on, brother? How you doing?
I'm doing really well. Right now is like a bittersweet time for me. So we're finally, like, I want to say 98% of the way to being in our new location. And this has been an absolute journey for me for over a year. I've been, seeking the next place, looking at spots. We even worked on buying a building at one point, which was a huge, learning thing for me. And here we are. I think we're within days of having the work done that we have, going on. And then it's just some finals, and then we should be good to move in. So it's like, I don't know what I'm going to do with myself once this project is complete, because it's been going on so long, but we're really excited. We've put a lot into our new location. We just want to create an awesome environment and space for our team. And I'm hoping that we were actually able to accomplish that. So we'll see. And hopefully we'll be able to reveal some pictures and things like that coming up soon.
Why don't you do that now? Why don't you?
You've seen a few, but I want to wait till we got we got to get the finished product.
That last one that he showed, right, John, looks legit. I think you need to give people a little journey of before, the path. At least that last one that you just showed us.
I'm sure, maybe. Zach, did you set up like a time lapse camera or anything through the whole?
No, I had planned to do something like that, but I'm so bad at that. I'm so bad at that stuff. So it'll be like some before pictures and some after.
I just want everybody listening. You guys have got to see this place. Zach has just completely leveled up every aspect of his game, every aspect of the pool industry. When we talk about becoming that nation of pool pros, it's the details of it, right, John? It's exactly what we embody. Looks absolutely amazing.
Big shout out to the real boss.
John can't even stay awake today. Somebody said, getting John a 5-hour energy, and I asked John, and he's like, oh.
I'm sorry.
I'm putting him to sleep with my no. Shout out to Leslie, because she's the detail person, so I'm just the grunt.
Oh, a little cupcake in this morning right here.
We all know she's the brains behind the operation.
Yeah.
So, good morning, Maria. Big shout out there. Good morning, Edgar. Good morning, John. Big shout out to you. And there's good morning, Zach. See, now that right there, Howard, I know that you're probably not on yet. You're probably going to listen to this a little bit later, but that's how it should roll. It should go. Good morning, John. Good morning, Edgar. Good morning, Zach. And Leslie is over here going, thanks, babe. You're welcome, sweetie. Anytime. We know that you're the brains behind the operation.
Don't ask her how many times she's like, we should do this. And I'm like, no, we're not doing that. And then at the end of it, I'm like, we should do this. So
Mr. JJ Flawless, what's going on? Let's get some adrenaline going through that body, baby. Come on.
Well,
Whip it up, baby.
I'm sorry to just this morning. I mean, we got Zach's good morning. It's all inspirational and feel good. And the best I got this morning is I'm tired. And I drink my coffee. Look, I can drink my coffee. I have my Rockstar. I have my coffee, right? And my coffee, it doesn't really matter. I can drink it with cream.
Wait. Time out. Show me that cup of coffee. Where did you go get that cup of coffee?
No, well, we make it here. It's a Costco cup. You know, we get the disposables, and then Mama, we brew it here, and then she makes it for me in the morning because she's a sweetheart and she's a beautiful, amazing. So she makes me coffee, and this is my story this morning. I'm tired as hell, and I'm not really paying attention, but lately I drink my coffee either black or I drink it with creamer, right? And the creamer we use is a Coffee Mate creamer, and it's refrigerated, so it's cool, right? And for, I don't know, for the majority of the days, I've been drinking it with cream. She's been making it for me with creamer and not black. So I today assumed I was coffee with creamer, and I did not. I burnt the shit out of my mouth because it was black coffee this morning, because there's a temperature difference, right? You add the cold creamer to it. I could drink it, right? No problem. But when it's straight off, black coffee and no creamer, and I drank it immediately thinking it was creamer coffee, that's my morning. So I'm recovering right now. I think I have a numb tip of my tongue. I might have blistered it and burned it this morning, but other than that, I'm doing very well. I got a busy day today. I'm fighting pain.
Other than tired and burning my mouth and exhausted, I'm doing good. I got a busy day.
So that to the life of JJ Flawless, right? This is what I'm going through this morning. Now, everybody out there is having a great day.
Now, did you guys buy those cups? Could you just get your coffee and hit the road? Is that why?
Yeah.
So smart.
Plus dishes too is a thing. We got 4, 6, 7 people living in my house. So dishes pile up pretty quickly. And so we got a lot of paper plates, and we have cups like this just to make it a little bit easier because,
Like I have 42 coffee cups in my truck right now. Glass mugs everywhere.
Right? Clanking around, right? Like
I do have to say, so my kids get mad at me because I have that cup warmer.
Yeah.
So every time I come to get another cup of coffee, I get a new cup, right? And they're like, "Why can't you use the same cup?" I'm like, then it defeats the purpose of having a warmer, right?
Right.
So if I have 3 or 4 cups of coffee a day, that's 3 or 4 cups. You do that times 2 or 3 days, and they're mad at doing it. And then what I do is I get even, and I'm like, not only are you going to do the dishes, but then you got to load my rack system, and so I don't become very popular when we deal with that. So, hey, big huge shout out here to Mr. Benny Romo is over here saying that I need my coffee. Oh, that was Maria. I need my coffee. I'm feeling tired. And then Benny is saying straight coffee is horrible. Can't change my mind. I don't think we disagree with you, but we have to have the coffee.
Yeah, exactly.
So, hey, Shannon, big shout out to you. Hey, Shannon, aren't you on that Horner Express pool cruise or something like that? I thought I saw some posts on there. So anyways, Mr. Reyes Conde, good morning, Pool Nation. Buenos dias. Big shout out to you, brother. Glad to see you on here, my friend. And look at that. Shannon is on a cruise, and she's on that Horner Express pool cruise, and she's
That's
actually
cool.
kind of listening to us. So big shout out to you, Shannon. So that's awesome. All right, so let's do this here. Before we get started, let me go through my housekeeping notes. Everybody listening out there, download the Poolman University app. You can find it. Do I sound like a commercial now? Because I've kind of got this down. Yeah. Let me try it and see if I don't screw it up. Pool School Cruise service is in and out. All right. Shout out to you out there, Shannon. All right, everybody, download the Poolman University app. You can find it in the Google or Apple stores. You can download, you can register. What that? Why are you making fun of me?
The Google again. Oh my God.
The Facebook, the Google, that's kind of one of the, that's an Edgarism.
That's a thing. Yeah.
That's an Edgarism, So anyways, download the app. You can register. We have about 12 courses on there today, and today is April 28th. John will be debuting his borates course on there, and that will be available a little bit later on this afternoon. So go on there, check it out, take the quiz. Let's kind of see how you guys do out there. We have a behavioral interviewing class that's going to be on there. We got some Spanish ones that are coming on, and Zach and John don't know it, but when they come up here next week, they are going to be required to do some more training courses. I'm going to lock the doors and they can't leave until those bad boys are recorded. So,
we'll be there a while.
Yeah. So anyways, somebody said, hey, where's Zach videos? We're kind of waiting for his. So just FYI,
I have like 30 of them to send you. I just need to get on that.
Awesome. So the other thing that I wanted to talk about really quick is with the Raypak heater. They have a special $350 off the Raypak heater if you get it through the Pool Tech program. And that is through Heritage Pool Supply. So you can go to any of their branches, the PEPs, the Texas Pool Products out here. So they have the big network of distributors, not stores, distributors. So you guys can actually get that. You get $350 off. So if you are not part of the program, download the Poolman University app. There's a button that says submit questions /loyalty rewards. Go there, click there, submit, and they will sign you up. And the way that works is for any purchase that you do, anything that you buy at all, you get a credit back to your account. And then if you buy those Pool Tech designated products, you get extra credit back to your account. And people, you're going to want to sign up. It does add up big time. The other thing that I wanted to talk about, which we are super excited about, is we announced it on the last Instagram Live, and that is that we are going to launch the very first Poolman University Boot Camp. We're going to do that at the International Pool and Spa Show in November this year in Las Vegas. And a lot of that, what it's going to be is we're going to have what we call a Pool Tech 1, a lot of water chemistry, filtration, enzymes, intermediate water chemistry. The next component to it is we are going to be doing some hands-on training. And so we've partnered with a couple of people. So we're going to be doing a class with variable speed pumps from Aquastar. And, they're going to be teaching programming the pumps. They're actually going to have everybody hands-on wire all those pumps. So get ready because you're going to have to, cut wires, wire it, connect it to an automation, all hands-on. We are going to do a ozone class as well, where you're going to have to cut pipes and install ozones and wire them as well. And then the other one so far that we have is a heater class, which is going to be pretty freaking awesome out there. Raypak is partnered with us, and we're going to be doing a heater class where it's going to be completely hands-on. So you're going to be replacing and fixing things with that heater. So, so super excited about that, and super excited to bring that part of our boot camp, which has been our big dream, right, guys?
Yeah, man. I think we're doing some pretty neat things, but this something I've been definitely looking forward to, and all three of us have been talking about now for years. So to finally see it come to fruition and actually happen is pretty humbling. So I'm looking forward to it, because I think I'm a hands-on type of learner, and I believe, or the majority of our industry are as well, because we like to get our hands dirty. We get into it, we work. That's part of our job and what we do. So being able to get in there and actually kind of get dirty and cut and ask questions and physically do it instead of seeing it on a manual, right? Or, kind of stumbling your way through your first install, being able to actually have the manufacturers there, have other people that have actually put these in and, answer questions and go over different situations that might occur so that, they can be more prepared or feel more confident when they're in the backyard selling those products, because stuff like VSPs, variable speed pumps, those are there for us, but like ozone, it's the future as they start to advance and become more powerful and compact and more used on a residential application, looking to install them. And if we don't get ahead of the curve, then we're going to miss an opportunity to be able to make that money. So I'm very stoked.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
absolutely. Go ahead, Zach. Sorry.
No, and I'm in total agreement with John. The hands-on aspect of it, like that's really the main way that I learn. And I think the majority of, like, from my experience with my team, it's the same thing. And like programming and stuff, we look at books, we look at that, and it just doesn't seem to click like when you're actually there physically going through the motions. So I'm super excited that it's, like John said, it's finally here. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I think it's going to be really good. And it's like I'm trying to figure out how to get some of my team there to participate and go through this as well, because I think it'd be really good for them.
Yeah, I agree. I think I think it's typical of our industry is that most of the people are hands-on, right? And it was one of those where I used to go out with Rod and I used to do it hands-on. And once I did it hands-on, I was completely comfortable of then going out on my own and doing it, right? So like Zach said, it's watching it on a video is one thing, but actually doing it and playing with it is something completely different. So we're super excited because it's the boot camp. It's something that we've been working on, and then we're going to be doing the classes on Sunday and Monday. A lot of the hands-on classes will be on that Sunday, and then some of the other classes on the Monday. And I want to come back to the same thing, and I want to thank all of the instructors that have partnered with us, because I sent out an email to everybody and every single person is like, we're in, we're in, we're in, we're in, count us in, we're there, whatever. Just like there's no hesitation whatsoever of, oh, let me check my schedule, or oh, everybody's like, count us in, we're in. And I have to give a huge shout out to Todd from Aquastar, because it's not easy and it costs a lot of money to get a whole bunch of equipment there, right? So first of all, obviously they produce the equipment, but still it's a pump that you're going to use that you're not probably going to be able to resale. You're spending time, you're spending resources, you're spending money to just kind of go out there and train all the pool pros out there. And I called him and he's like, we're in, whatever you need. What you just tell us what it is that you need, and we are completely there. And the fact that he's on this journey with us with regards, John, Zach, to wanting to educate the pool pros, it's like not only they're in it to sell products, right? But they see the vision of educating the pool pro, and to just throw all those resources behind us is absolutely amazing. And Raypack has been the exact same way, and just everybody that supports us from the class standpoint. But now for us to kind of come to it, right, and to go to Raypack and go, hey, we're going to need a whole bunch of heaters in there, right? We're going to need a class. And they're just like, we're in. You just tell us whatever it is. We want to help educate the pool pros. It's just absolutely amazing.
I couldn't agree more. It's humbling, and it's pretty, and it's exciting to know that we're all in this together, right? And we see that, and we don't see. It's not a matter of whose team are you on, right? We're doing this together, and you see different manufacturers coming together for one purpose, right? Which is to improve or better the industry that we're all a part of. And it's true. I like everybody we've called, and the people have just, Aquastar especially, with their support. Steve Barnes, right? Todd, you guys are amazing. Just I don't even know. I'm speechless when it comes down to it, right? And we're going to be able to put something on like this that is going to cost a lot of money, that they're willing to do because they know it's worth it investing in the people that are in our industry. Because, like we said before, as we better our industry as a whole, we all get to benefit from it. And we can only get so far when we hog the ball or go play in the corner with our own friends, our own team, and don't include everybody else. So we're creating an inclusive environment here opposed to an exclusive environment. And it's going to be pretty badass. It's going to be our first one. So we're kind of testing the waters here. This is going to be bigger than what we are going to do at the first one. But like we said, just like everything else, we need to test the waters here. It's gonna be limited with how many people can attend, simply because we sure that the atmosphere or the environment is more intimate. We can do that hands-on teaching, and we can help people individually as they have questions and they say things, instead of it being, yeah, you can do hands-on. If you have 300-400 people in a room and 2 heaters, right? That's not hands-on. Okay. All right. You can't really do the work that way. Yeah. And yeah, in theory, it sounds great, but that's not what we're trying to accomplish here. And we know there's going to be a lot of people that are going to want to attend or that might not be able to make it in this round, but don't worry, this is going to be an ongoing thing, and we are going to expand. But we want to do it properly, and we want to make sure that we have the resources and the instructors and the time and the space, so that everybody who does attend is away with. I felt like it was like almost like a one-on-one coaching, and I was able to ask questions and have time to figure things out. So it's going to be pretty neat. It's going to be like nothing else. And I mean, some of the manufacturers have done some very great trainings out there, but again, they're very brand specific. There's a lot of people that attend. It'll be more of an intimate setting, and we're looking forward to it. So, and thanks to the international show, who wanted to team up with us and who wanted to have this at their venue, which I think is perfect. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. We're super excited about it. And then the beauty of it is, like John was saying, this one's going to be just a little bit smaller. But the following year, we're coming to Dallas. The show's coming to Dallas, and prepare people, because when we go to
everything's
Dallas,
bigger.
Everything's bigger in Texas, baby. Everything's bigger in Texas. Yeah. We will be here, and I can promise you this. We
were having talks with Jerry Jones. We're going to take the stadium over or something like that, right?
Oh yeah,
right.
Hell yeah.
And we're going to.
You're going to have Dak Prescott installing and teaching a class. You're going to have Jerry Jones himself is going to talk about ozone.
Yeah.
So anyway, so pay attention. The registration will be through the International Pool and Spa Show website. So we're kind of working on those details. When they open up registration, you will be able to go in and kind of get a free pass using the Pool Nation code. But then the other thing that you'll be able to do is kind of click on there for the classes. And by the way,
free. I think we forgot to say that.
Yes.
Yes.
The first one that we're going to do is going to be 100% free for these classes, and nothing but huge shout out and love to Aquastar, to Raypak. They're the first manufacturers that are going out there and putting their money where their mouth is and wanting to educate the pool pros. So big shout out to you guys. And all the other
shots fired, baby. I like that.
All the other instructors out there. Well, here's the thing. Everybody else has my number. So if anybody else wants to play, here's your commercial point. All you have to do is reach out. So for anybody asking, we partner with the people that want to partner with us. They have to believe in our dream. They have to believe in educating the pool pros. That's what it's about. And so far, these guys have been an absolute pleasure and a gem to work with. So big, huge shout out to them. So, all right, gentlemen, let's jump in. So here's what we're going to do. John, I have a question for you. I'm going to jump in. I'm going to have you answer that question. After you answer that question, we will take a word from our sponsors, and we will continue to jump into these questions that we need to get to. You ready?
I think so.
All right, let's see here.
Oh wow, we got sound effects today. Wow.
I'm getting like
Wow.
Spider. I'm getting like Spider. Did you see
Wow.
that? Was that impressive or what?
Yeah. Yes. That
Was
is.
it impressive?
Yeah.
That yes sounded like you were making fun of me. Like yes.
No,
yes.
that's.
And that drum roll was for you, buddy.
Dude, we are
That was for you.
leveling up. We are leveling up.
It only took me 2 years to figure out to
Yes.
press the button that says drum roll.
Right.
All right. Good morning, Jeanette. Shout out to you out here. Okay, John. So here's the first question. Good morning. I hear multiple different opinions on what proper level of CYA is. So I'm guessing my question is the target range of 50 parts per million is what's recommended, but many colleagues say that they're running it higher, like upwards of 80 parts per million to help save on chlorine use. I thought CYA higher requires more chlorine to sanitation.
I'm going to refer this to Zach.
Zach Hughes.
Really?
I love you. Look, no, I don't even want you to answer.
Johnniest question ever.
Right.
Okay,
Right.
Zach,
right.
let me
The Johnniest question. I like that, dude.
let me teach you how this rolls. Whenever they
Yeah.
throw that back at you, then all you do is like make fun of him, and then that takes
Yeah.
the conversation somewhere else, and you're free
Yeah.
from the.
Zach he was thinking of some other choice words, but what came out was really. I love it.
Let me tell you what happened to me. Zach was there, and by the way, Zach saved me that day, which was huge. So you and Steve Barn talked about doing some slides together on the hydraulics class, and something about saving money and running the pumps at this. I don't know. You guys went into, and I had no part of it whatsoever. I had no part of it whatsoever. You came to me, and I'm like, you know what? You manage that. I got so many things. And then you weren't there, and then he's all, Edgar, well, I'm going to ask you some questions and some things that John, and I'm like, I went up to him and I'm like, dude, I have no idea what you guys are talking about. I have no idea. And he's like, well, you're here anyways. You're good at throwing people under the bus, so I'm going to throw you under the bus. And all of a sudden he just like, I had no, and he starts talking about saving money and run pump speeds and I don't know what. And so Zach had to come to my rescue. So I appreciate that, Zach, for getting my back.
Zach
so
did
I
come
owe you
through
one.
like the flu.
I got you.
Yeah.
So
Okay. So, great question and not very simple answer. I'm going to, for time's sake, and trying to get through some of these questions, I'm going to try to keep it short and concise, but miss any valuable information or not include any valuable information. So, yes, target CYA is 50 parts per million is kind of like the sweet spot, but in reality, it all really depends on the pool. There's so many different factors that come into play. You cannot treat every single body of water identically. We have guidelines and we have targets that will, in general, get us to the promised land, right, as a basis or a foundation. But in order to properly maintain that pool, we need to make adjustments according to what's needed. For instance, a pool that is in the sun a lot longer than another pool is going to require maybe a little bit more CYA than that pool. Is heavily used compared to another pool is going to require maybe a little bit more CYA in the summertime, right? A pool that is a saltwater pool might need a little bit higher in that CYA. Ranges that we say have anywhere between 30 or 50 parts per million of CYA in the pool, and that is for freshwater pools. I like to say put as little in as possible to maintain the free chlorine residual based off the needs, the bather load, the debris of that backyard of that swimming pool. For a salt pool, the recommended CYA is 70 parts per million, and there's science behind that, and the reason is that inside that cell, it creates chlorine, and when that chlorine is being dispersed inside the pool, it's not exposed to all of the CYA in there, and whatever chlorine that isn't being protected by conditioner in that small body of, that small area before it's completely circulated, exposes it to the UV rays and allows it to be burned off quicker than we actually would like it to. So you are not retaining that chlorine in that pool. So by bumping it up to 70, it helps protect that higher chlorine coming out of those returns, so that it sticks around longer inside your pool. So that's pretty much where it's at when it comes down to CYA. As far as using more chlorine to achieve proper sanitation, that is 100% correct, and I am thoroughly impressed with the question. Yes, the research is now, and this is from Bob Lowry, is that for every 100 parts per million of CYA that we have in the water, we need to maintain 7.5% residual of free chlorine. So if you have 100 parts per million of CYA, you need to maintain 7.5 parts per million of free chlorine. That's not very feasible sometimes, right? And we don't want to put that much chlorine in a pool. Necessary to have that in there. So yes, the higher the CYA you have, the more chlorine you're going to need to put in there. And there's a belief that, hey, look, well, if I have higher CYA, then to have as much chlorine in there, I won't have to use as much chlorine in there. I could still maintain a 1 part per million of free chlorine, or 2 parts per million of free chlorine, and my pool will be okay, when that's far from the truth. In order to be able to properly sanitize, oxidize, and to stay on top of any algae reproduction in the swimming pool, you have to maintain that free chlorine to CYA ratio. So as CYA goes up, your free chlorine residual needs to go up in order to maintain clean and safe water. The other thing is, as far as how much CYA you have in the pool, depends on how much free chlorine residual you're able to maintain throughout the week. For every 10 parts per million of CYA that you have, you can expect to hold 1 part per million of free chlorine. So for instance, if you have 50 parts per million of CYA in the pool, you can protect up to 5 parts per million of free chlorine. Above and beyond that won't be held. So there's not enough CYA available. Just think of it, you have a bunch of criminals out there and you have only so many cops. You can only put handcuffs on so many of them. The rest of them are going to run wild and they're going to get away, and they're going to be unprotected. You can't hold them. So though that extra chlorine that you add in there is to stay. So if you have 30 parts per million of CYA in there and you dump 2 gallons of chlorine in a 10,000 gallon pool, by math, you're at 24.5 parts per million, 25 parts per million of free chlorine. You got 3 parts per million of chlorine that's being protected. So the other per million of chlorine is going to dissipate from UV ray, and by the next day it's going to be gone. So it's a fine balance that you have to keep. But long story short, to base what your CYA levels are off your needs, and you can't just go to every single pool and go, hey, I have to have every single pool at this because that's what chemistry says. No, that's where you start at, and then you could adjust accordingly and move on from there.
I just gotta say, John, that's exactly what I was gonna say. Great answer.
He stole your thunder.
Yeah, you took the words right out of
Perfect.
my mouth.
You know, that's the problem. John jumps in and answers the question when it was geared towards you, and he just
Look, I want to add one more thing. I want to help.
Yeah, go ahead.
I didn't talk about this. I kind of shortchanged this answer a little bit. I think if you back to the live,
on you.
Well, it's because I'm tired and my tip of my tongue is burnt. Go back to the live that we did on Wednesday, and then I went into detail on this question as well, and I think I did a better job than I did this morning. And my apologies to everybody. But there was one. To
be the other way around, John. You're supposed to do
a
better job the second time.
I know. But one thing I didn't say on the live that I'm going to say on the podcast, which I think will help make up for not as good of an answer this morning is, look, CYA is a tool. All right. It's not, okay. We need it in pools, in outdoor pools. Just like anything in life, too much of anything is not good. And what's important as pool technicians, right? When we're out there and pool professionals, is that we maintain proper water chemistry and we keep the water clean and safe for our clients. CYA is a tool that we need to use and we need to have. Once it gets out of hand, or once it starts to get past 100 parts per million, you start to really get some negative effects and really have no purpose of having it in the pool. It does not benefit you whatsoever. It only has negative reactions or negative. I'm losing my mind here. It only does negative things to your pool after that level. As a technician, you need to be able to have a candid conversation with your customer and let them know that part of water chemistry is understanding all these metrics, and that when certain levels get to a certain, level, you need to conversation about how are we going to dilute this or how we get this. The problems that we have is that, we think, or, like it's our fault that things need to happen to the pool. Like, oh my God, the CYA is bad. It's my fault as a pool technician that I let it get that high. I'm not going to say it. I can't ask my customer to drain it or whatever it may be. But the reality is, look, it's just a part of having a pool. If you want to have to worry about CYA, then turn the pool into a saltwater pool, right? That's just the way it works. If you don't want to have to worry about CYA, and don't stop using dichlor, stop using trichlor, and start putting in liquid, right? Put a liquid. So we have to come up with these solutions. We have to understand what these metrics are, and it's our job to be able to rectify them, or at least talk to our customers and say, hey, look, our levels are getting to this certain point. We're going to have to dilute the pool. So just be careful with how much you use, and don't let it be a crutch and get that false sense of security that you have, you're riding at a 5 parts per million in your pool, and you think everything's gravy, but you have a 200 parts per million of CYA. No, it's not, it's not. So,
and here's the thing is, especially in our industry, especially with what we do in the pools, Jesse, I just got your question. I'm going to ask that for you in just a second. But the one thing that everybody needs to understand, John, Zach, is that, everything that we add to a pool has a byproduct, has a secondary effect. There's nothing that we add to a pool that doesn't
Correct.
have a secondary effect. It doesn't matter if you're adding, an algicide. Too much of an algicide is a bad thing, right? So it doesn't matter what it is. It's all about managing that water and obviously trying to keep it in balance as much as you can, right? So so it doesn't matter, even if you pick, Cal Hypo, or you pick liquid, or you pick, dichlorotichromate. Everything has a side effect. You just have to learn how to be able to manage that process with whatever it is that you use.
Edgar, you actually brought up a good point, and I'm impressed. That was really good, actually. And I'm not talking shit right now, so don't whatever. I'm saying that was really good.
I was waiting. Zach, were you waiting for something? I was like, where's the punchline here?
He finally made a good point.
It was brilliant. That was a really good point. You know what I mean? That was awesome, because it goes back to what I was saying. Sorry if I'm telling you, I'm tired, guys. I'm not right now. So sorry if the context is everything, and I'm sorry if I came off that way, brother. But no, that was a really good point. Really, really good point, because, I say, as we're warriors when we go into the backyard, and all these chemicals and everything we add to the pool, consider it like weapons, or guns on your tool belt or your gun belt. As a technician, you need to make an educated choice on what you're adding to the pool. You're right. Everything you put in there has a byproduct, right? You put Cal Hypo, right? You got calcium. You put dichlor, you got a boatload of, or you got a good amount of CYA. You put tabs, you got CYA. You put liquid, you have salt, right? You had a pound of salt for every gallon of liquid you put into it. So there's always something that you add in it. When you walk into a backyard and you're normal and you've been adding dichlor as your main form of sanitation, and your CYA levels start switching, and your calcium might be on the lower end, switch and put Cal Hypo in instead of it, right? Or use liquid. If you're using trichlor tabs because you need to get through it because you're servicing it once a week and it's a summertime and CYA is getting a little higher, well, you need to make an educated decision over get Cal Hypo tabs. Right? There's Cal Hypo tabs that are out there, and then you can extend that swim season or that water. You can extend that water maybe for another season, and then you can have the conversation with your customer at that point and put Cal Hypo tabs in there because now you're no longer adding CYA. You're right where you need to be, and then now maybe you're lifting up your calcium a little bit, and you could probably absorb that calcium in the water because your CYA is a little bit on the higher end. And when we talk LSI, CYA makes water more aggressive, right? Calcium makes it more scale proof. So you're able to balance that water a little bit. But no, great point, Edgar, 100%.
Yep. Hey, so big shout out here to Jesse Garcia. He just jumped on. Todd as well. Good morning, guys. So Jesse jumped in and says, does your chlorine demand go up with the high CYA?
Oh, yeah. Well, it does because, again, that 7.5% rule, you need demand, your pool demand. So there's two different ways to look at it. You might have chlorine demand in the pool because something got in there and you need to shock and you do about every day a body of water, you're going back there in order for it to be clean without bathers, without anything in there. You need to maintain that 7.5 your pool already has a demand, a baseline, and that baseline is 7.5% of what your CYA levels are. Yes, as CYA goes up, that percentage goes up. So if you're at 50 parts of CYA, right, what does that come out to? That comes out to just shy of 4 parts per million or 3.75 parts per million of CYA. I mean, of free chlorine. When you go up to 50, when you go up to 100 parts per million to CYA, now at 7.5, you're at 7.5 parts per million of free chlorine. So that demand definitely goes up.
Absolutely. So, all right, guys. Hey, let's do this. Let's take a quick word from our sponsors. When we come back, we will continue our conversation.
The Hyper Pole from Ultimate Pool Tools is a pool care pole designed by pool professionals for pool professionals, featuring precision-crafted carbon fiber and stainless steel construction. Go to ultimatepooltools.com or Instagram at Ultimate Pool Tools. Pool pros have specific needs when it comes to general liability insurance. The SPPA program has you covered. With 3 tailored and customizable general liability options, SPPA makes it easy for pool pros to feel secure. Find out more and get covered at thesppa.com. Now available, Pool Invoice. Pool Invoice is a pool billing software created specifically for the pool service and repair industry. It's developed for our industry and only our industry. Pool Invoice is built with recurring billing in mind. You can print, email, text invoices, or even send via WhatsApp. You can add recurring or yearly charges, accept credits, and set up autopay. You can even see when customers have seen the invoice. It even has a customer portal where they can log in and see, print, and pay invoices. It has all your customers' information on one page, so you don't need to search through hundreds of invoices looking for the one you need. Just go to the customer profile and it's all at your fingertips. Created specifically for the pool industry, Pool Invoice. Now available at poolinvoice.com. Blu-ray XL is the power of minerals working for you. Reduce your overall chemical costs and labor up to 50% guaranteed. Whether you have 20 accounts or 20,000, Blu-ray XL's direct pricing and free shipping to the pool trade have you covered. Improving pool professionals' profit and work-life balance is what they do. Blu-ray XL, the real mineral purifier. Visit them at BluRayXL.com.
Blu-ray all day.
Aquastar's new pipeline cartridge filters, available in 2 sizes, deliver top-notch hydraulic efficiency along with best-in-class filtration performance, approaching that of DE filters. Uniquely designed, open pleat spacing means 100% of the media square footage is usable, and these claims are backed by NSF test results. Designed with the pro's time and comfort in mind, the patented double locking system improves safety and ease of access, making filter cleaners faster than ever before. Available now. Ask your supplier for pipeline filters today.
Natural Chemistry, a leader in specialty water care solutions for over 30 years, is proud to provide products that make pool service easier than ever before. Its unique enzyme formulations in Pro Series Pro Blend improve efficiency of your pool program while reducing frequency of filter cleaning and scum lines. Natural Chemistry is also well known for its wide variety of phosphate removal solutions that include a non-clouding formula in Phos-Free and extremely high range removal with Pro Series Phos Remove or Phos-Free Max. Save time, save money, save work with Pro Series products. Stop sacrificing durability or efficiency with the help of Raypak's new Avia HD models that utilize NITEC, their exclusive industry-first technology. NITEC heat exchanger technology is Raypak's latest solution to superior strength and maximum efficiency when it comes to residential pool heating. With 900% more nickel compared to copper nickel in critical surfaces, NITEC creates an ideal surface to protect against scale formation and erosion without compromising on Avia's 84% thermal efficiency. Learn more at raypak.com/NITEC.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Pool Nation Live podcast. Big shout out there to Shannon. Class is starting again. And she says, glad I could catch you all for a little bit. Big, huge shout out to you, Shannon. Hope you have a great time on that cruise and got some good learning there. So, Mr. JJ, what were you drinking that you're sitting there kind of throwing it in our face? Is that natural juice?
No, this is pre-workout. I'm dying over here. So
you're gonna die. Yeah.
No, this is nothing, dude. Look, I want to apologize there, but look, I am completely out of it today. And even Mama came home. Right? She's like, "You all right?" You know. And I go, I'm tired. I'm super tired. And she's like, "I don't think you slept well last night." And then I go, "Okay." And I go, "How do you know that?" And she goes, "Well, you snored so loud last night. I guess when I snore really loud, I don't sleep very well." And she was kind of telling me, she has, poor thing, she has like when we go out shooting, she has earplugs, the little ear things. Mm-hmm. And then she has headphones that she puts over her head, right? I know when it's a bad night when she gets up from our second bed to go to the first bed, level 1. So we got level 1 and level 2. I think we've had this conversation before, where I have 2 beds in the master bedroom.
What you need to do, John, is get one of those master bedrooms that has the 2 glass doors and it has like an adjoining room to it. And then what you can do is she can move from there and it's glass doors, and then she can go in there and close those doors and then sleep in there. I
got to think of something, because it's not right, man. She works hard. She takes care of all the kids. She does, everything for us. And then she, poor thing, she already has a hard time sleeping. And then she has me, but she will never leave me, right? She's like, so when it's move like 5 feet away to the next bed. And when I wake up and I see it, I'm like, damn, you know what I mean? That was that bad.
I think she deserves that room next to your guys.
She does. I should just go start sleeping on the couch or go in the garage or something.
Yeah, you suck, dude.
Actually, I do suck.
The more we think about it, and the more we talk about it, that poor girl's not sleeping because of you.
Yeah, I'm a piece of shit. So I want to apologize to everybody. Jane's like, "You're all right. You can't get words out this morning." And I go, "No, I can't. I'm so tired. I don't know what the hell's wrong with me." So I got pulled up, and now I have a pre-workout energy drink, and this usually gets my blood flowing a little bit. So I'll be ready by final thoughts. I should be good to go.
He's gonna be like this.
Cheers.
We're gonna go final thoughts, and he's gonna be like, "Yeah." And just conk out live.
I think he's immune to caffeine now.
Jeez. I am. Jesus.
Good Lord. And it's funny because I had that little 5-hour energy on my desk, right?
Yeah.
And it's still like half full because I haven't finished it. Yeah.
Dude, and he's a fiend now for 5 hours. You know it. It's clogged.
And my wife comes up and she's all like, "Did you drink that?" And I go, "No, I drank about half of it, but the other half is just kind of sitting right there." And she's like, "Man, John drinks those like they're just shots." I go, "Oh, yeah, that's John for you."
Yeah. All right. It takes a lot to get this guy going.
All right, let's get rocking, guys. Here, next question. I'm starting a pool business. Zach, I'm going to start with you on this one. I'm going to throw this one to you. Okay.
Thank God.
Question from Eric. I am starting a pool business in a competitive area. How do I grow without creating enemies in the local community? Feels like a catch-22.
Well, I mean, we talk about it all the time, right? And there are literally, I mean, I guess depending on your area, but in my area, there are plenty of pools to go around for everyone. And for me personally, what we do is we just try to stay our lane. And I feel like if you're acting as a professional, you're doing the right thing, you're conducting yourself in a courteous manner, and you shouldn't have enemies. And if you have enemies, maybe I have enemies, I don't know about it, but if you have enemies out there or people who are acting like it, I mean, those people were probably going to be that way no matter what you did. So I think just ignore them. And from my experience in our area, there's an enormous amount of positive, supportive, value giving pool professionals out there that far outweigh the negativity. So it's not really something that we run into, but I think, like I said, as long as you're conducting yourself professionally, you're trying to do the right thing, you're nice and courteous, and I wouldn't even worry about concern yourself with enemies.
All right, Mr. Flawless.
This is a great question. And everybody listening, go back to the Pool Nation Instagram Live on 4/27. So, because sometimes this comes out on Monday, so you might get confused. On 4/27, we answered this question as well, and I was 4/26. Are you kidding me?
Today's the
Was
28th.
it? Oh, shit, that's what I'm talking about. I'm so bad, dude. I'm terrible, dude. I should just I'm done, dude. I'm over, dude. I'm going to bed. Obviously, something's wrong with
John
me.
drops
I don't
his
even know.
headphones and just walks out. He's like,
Look, I'm out. Okay.
final thoughts, I'm out.
Oh God, final thoughts. I need a therapist. Do that. 4/26 on Wednesday. I answered this question, so I went into pretty good detail, I think. But Zach kind of nailed it. Actually, he did %, and it's exactly what I'm going to say. What's most important is, as long as you're running your business ethically and you're doing the right thing and you're not shortchanging or you're not undercutting your brothers and your sisters out there busting their ass just like you are every single day to provide for your family, don't worry about those haters out there. Anybody who thinks you're or thinks of you as an enemy because you're doing your job right, you're busting your ass and you're going out there and you're earning work and providing a service and doing a damn good job of doing it, screw them. Right? Those are the types of people that aren't going to last. And those are the types of people we don't need in our industry. That's the poison that we have had to battle for many, many years in the old guard, the old mentality that we've had in this industry is that you are not my friend, you are my competition. And that's a bunch of BS in my mind. This is how I believe, and I'm a firm believer. Only competition I have, this isn't anything to do with arrogance. This isn't anything to do with being cocky. This has nothing to do with nothing. This just has something to do with me being better. And is the only competition I have is myself. And my goal and my number one focus is that every single day when I wake up, that I'm better than I was yesterday. And obviously I failed at that today because I am nowhere near as good as I was yesterday, I think, because I'm having a bad day. But that's what I'm concerned about, right? When you go back to a backyard and you're quoting a new pool, 9 out of 10 times there's somebody else that's already serviced that pool before. Do your best not to go out there and bash that person, because that person could be in a different position where maybe they're newer to you don't know the situation or what's happened to them or what led you to be there. Just be thankful that you have that opportunity and use it as a chance to educate the customer. I can't tell you how many times I've gone into a backyard and I've talked to a client before and I said, why am I even here? Why? Because because I called him on the phone. Maybe he was doing something with his family. Maybe those are in his business hours, right? Or my cleaner wasn't working and he wasn't come by, or he charged me to come by to fix something when he should have done. Those types of things. explore and ask why these things are happening, figure these things out, and do your best to be respectful to your brother and your sister out there that's busting their ass and doing their thing. And then if you can wake up in the morning or walk back to a backyard and knowing that you're not out there, put down, making them look like shit so that they hire you, then you have nothing to worry about. And if you are one of those people that go out and do that, grip the mirror, bro. Look at yourself in the mirror and figure out you're the problem, not everybody else, because those are the types of people we don't want in this industry, right? And we don't need. We work too hard for what we do, and it's not an easy job, and there's a learning curve for everybody, and people are in different parts of their journey. Right? Doesn't make them a bad technician or a bad person or a bad company. And be respectful, figure out what their needs are. And sometimes, that prior pool company just wasn't maybe capable of doing it. And I gave an example on the 26th of just that, to a big, beautiful $20 million home, huge, 80,000 gallon pool. They had 3 pools in their backyard. One in their master bedroom, they had a pool, a 20,000 gallon pool. One in the courtyard, another 20,000 gallon pool. And they have an 80,000 gallon pool in their backyard. And this gentleman it was not from a lack of effort. It was not from him not caring. It was just, he was overwhelmed and he was underpriced and it was losing and bleeding money. And that was the real problem. So, it's not, you can't go back there and just, start bashing on your brothers and sisters. And if you're not doing that and you're ethical, like I said, then you have to worry about. There is so much business out there for everybody to eat. I gave this example too, where you can go down the street and you can look at 2 gas stations, catty corner from each other on an intersection, and they're both thriving. They're not out there, launching Molotov cocktails at each other or spitballs or oil slick or sabotaging the other place. You go, there's enough vehicles going by where more people can survive, right? And you can live and thrive. And what you need to do, instead of trying to stomp your or the fellow company out of existence, if you want to do better, then differentiate yourself from what they are and what they do and offer a different service or offer more or offer better service or get more educated, right? And level up. Don't be the person that tries to bring people down to your level, right? Be the person that wants to be better at what you do. And then you can get a higher premium. Then people will hire you based off of, your expertise and whatever it may be. So I'm really passionate about this, and I hate that when people do that. It's like, dude, I had the conversation with the guy who we took over the account for, that pool that I'm talking about, where mad respect to him. I get a phone call, I get a message, and he's like, "Hey, John, da 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 da. I heard you took over my pool here, da 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 da." And he thanked me on the phone. And he said, "Hey, I even have another pool that's even bigger than that one that I'd like you to take over." Right? And I called when I picked him up and I talked to him. I had a conversation with him for an hour about how it happened, how he got there, right? What this is what I would have done, you know what I mean? And then I said, "Look, this is my number. You call me anytime you need anything." In that situation again, you call me and help me, and I'll be over there, and I'll come out to that pool and I'll help you out so we can get you fixed up, because for somebody like you, a genuine, humble, right, person, that works hard and busts his ass, to have to be put in that situation again. I can help you avoid those pitfalls in the future. And that is what we need as an industry. That's it.
Man, that pre-workout kicked in. Yes.
Right.
Just kidding. Just messing.
But what a great question, though, man. I mean, that's, the
Yeah.
problem is we feel that we're in that, like, oh my God, this is, it's people don't want to admit it, but that's how a lot of people think, right? Like, how do I get more pools than this guy? Or how do I do this more than this? Or why do they, or whatever? How do I take, no, man, no, it's not like that.
And the other thing, and I talked about it as well, is I think when you find a group of people, like-minded people, you're going to have your own group, your own niche of people that are going to be able to help you. So I would say reach out to whatever UPA, IPSA, join a chapter where you can have like-minded people, and I'm not saying that they all work, right? Like you might need to check out 2 or 3 of them to find the right one, the right fit for you with the right amount of people. But, surround yourself with people that are going to, be able to support you and give you advice and do all that. And then you're going to see that you're going to be kind of become part of that family, and you're not going to feel like, you have those enemies. And you know, I think by nature, people think, okay, if I have a business and I'm going against this guy, I'm a competitor. I mean, how many times have I not been at a show and people come up to me and go, oh, you're a competitor, or you're this, or you're that, for whatever we do, right? For Pull Invoice or the podcast, or for whatever it is, right? And people go, oh, and I'm like, no, we're not. Like, we're totally not, right? Like, we're here to better each other. And so, some people will see you as competition. And even when you have the conversation with them, they kind of realize, okay, it's not a competition. It's about helping each other out. But, in life, you are going to have, that's going to be the best case scenario. You are going to have people that are probably going to, be
Competition's
haters.
not bad. I mean, I look at it as healthy.
It's healthy.
Competition.
It's healthy.
Yeah. Like I have friends all over this area that we all do the same thing. We all do pools, and we're healthy competitors, and we trade things and refer services, and we try to, I mean, they motivate me to do a better job. If they're killing it, I'm like, they're killing it. Like I need to step it up,
You're right, Zach. Look, and I was going to jump in a little bit further too, after you said what you said, Edgar. But Zach, you're right. We need competition is healthy, and we scream. That's what we need in the industry, right? We need competition within manufacture-wise. How many times have the big three, they've been complacent over the years with technology and creating new things and innovating, and it takes companies like Aquastar, right, to come out with some new innovative product, to kind of get the juices flowing with the manufacturer saying, hey, now we need to do something. There's going to be a new filter that's coming out. There's going to be a different type of ozone that's coming out, right?
Yeah.
These things are going to start to happen because of that. So competition is, and what's important is that we don't look at our competition as, oh, how do I bring them down to my level? We look at it, how do I become as good or better, right? And then vice versa, it turns, and that's how we elevate. And on your point, Edgar, we still deal with every single day when it comes down to us and what we do here. And you're right. And to me, it blows my mind where everybody always comes up and always asks us, what's the catch? What's the catch?
Right.
What are you really doing? Right. Or, we're competition, or these guys over here, this podcast over here, I'm like, what are you talking about, bro? You know what I mean? Like, we're friends unless we're fighting against each other here. You know what I mean? I go, look, I mean, I wish you the best. If you can, then do better. I'll support you. And because the end of the day, we're going to get to the goal that we want. I mean, that's where I want to go, whether it's done through you guys, done through us, or done through all of us put together. I personally think all of us striving to achieve that goal is going to get us to where we want to get faster. Right.
We all have to row in the same direction.
You know what I mean? It's just like, oh no, you know what I mean? This, that, or what are you guys doing? What's your end game? Or no, you're my competition, or I do this, or I've done it from here. I'm like, oh, come on, man. Yep. You know what I mean? Like, really, bro, it's like, dude, why does it happen like that all the time? And it's just like, to me, and I'm going to be honest here, and I'm going to say this, that is an insecurity that people have when they feel that way. And it's a battle that the demons that we all have to fight with at times. And and every one of us fall victim of it at times. But it's eventually, as you grow older, as you grow wiser, and as you've been through enough shit, you know what I mean? You get to the point when you get old enough and you get wise enough where you get that and go, you know what? I'm very secure in who I am, right? And I'm not worried about the other guy or the other gal. I'm more involved, or what's more important to me is where we're going and what they're, as long as the information that the other channels or the other people out there educating and training are doing is putting us in the right direction, I'm your biggest cheerleader, man. I'm right there high-fiving, attaboying. I will never say anything bad about anybody when it comes down to that, because I believe what they're doing is the right thing. But I'm the first person to walk up and say, hey, look, time out. You know what I mean? Time out. Let's have a conversation about this, because, I don't think this is the way we should be moving forward, right? Or we're sending the wrong message to the people. If we're truly trying to help people, this might not be the right way of going about it. And I wish they would do the same thing too. So I don't know. It is what it is. We all deal with it. Whether we're servicing pools, whether we're trying to educate, whether we're trying to help, everybody's so damn paranoid.
Yeah.
Oh, what the hell's wrong
and,
with
and
that?
a lot, for you, the small business that you're trying to focus on your thing, right? Focus on you, focus on what you're doing. You're always going to have outside noise. There's always going to be outside noise. And you might have people that, talk smack about you, that talk shit about you, whatever it is. And your goal has to be, you have to have your business plan. You have to have what Zach talks about, your vision, right? And as long as you have that, focus on that. Okay. And just forget about the noise. And it takes a while. It actually takes a while, like every skill, to be able to learn that and be able to do that. But practice it. Practice about listening to the noise and just consciously going, it's just noise. I've got my focus. I've got my direction. I've got my vision. That's where I'm going to put that energy. And one of the things that I do, guys, is the more smack I hear, the more I get fired up, and the more I get fueled into my tunnel vision of what it is that I'm doing. So I've joked around with you guys sometimes, and it's like, all that noise, all it does is it gives me even more focus, right? It makes me want to do things even more. So same thing for your business, right? You're going to find that group of people that are going to support you. You might have some people that don't. Just forget about that don't, and just focus on what you're doing. Compete against yourself, and you're going to see that you're going to definitely get a lot further.
Like John was saying, and I think we all kind of fall victim to it in the beginning. But once you find that security, like you turn that insecurity into being secure, like it is empowering.
It is.
I mean, you just start finding yourself. That's when things start.
You get that's swag. That's when you get some swagger, right? You got that walk. You get it, right? It doesn't matter. Yeah. I guess I think a lot of it's with old age too. As I'm getting older too.
Oh yeah. You learn by experience, right?
Yeah.
So every time I get a gray
hair, yep. Don't pluck them anymore. Secure. Yes, exactly. You get to the point where it's like that. I don't care anymore.
There's a saying that the devil knows more for being the devil than he does. Now I screwed it all.
Now you sound like do me once, do me twice.
It's the devil knows more by age than because of being the devil. You know what I mean? You learn more just by the experience of things, and you have to go through it in order to be able to get that experience. And it's weird because it's like just one day the light switch just goes off.
Yeah.
It's like just one. It's not this transitional thing. It's like one day you're just like, you know what? I got it. It makes sense now. I just don't care. There's the switch, boom, and you just it. But I guess, like John, that's when you get old, right? That's when you know.
Yeah.
So, anyways, Zach, John, let's do this. Let's take a quick word from our sponsors. When we come back, we will get Zach's final thoughts, not John's, because John needs to leave, right? John's not allowed to.
I just gave my final thoughts again.
I know. I just looked at the time. I know we were supposed to be offset 6 minutes ago. So let's take a quick word from our sponsors. When we come back, we'll get Zach's thoughts, and we will get John out the door because he's got a whole bunch of stuff to do. We'll be right back.
The Hyper Pole from Ultimate Pool Tools is a pool care pole designed by pool professionals for pool professionals, featuring precision crafted carbon fiber and stainless steel construction. Go to ultimatepooltools.com or Instagram at Ultimate Pool Tools. Pool pros have specific needs when it comes to general liability insurance. The SPPA program has you covered. With 3 tailored and customizable general liability options, SPPA makes it easy for pool pros to feel secure. Find out more and get covered at thesppa.com. Now available, Pool Invoice. Pool Invoice is a pool billing software created specifically for the pool service and repair industry. It's developed for our industry and only our industry. Pull Invoice is built with recurring billing in mind. You can print, email, text invoices, or even send via WhatsApp. You can add recurring or yearly charges, accept credits, and set up autopay. You can even see when customers have seen the invoice. It even has a customer portal where they can log in and see, print, and pay invoices. It has all your customers' information on one page, so you don't need to search through hundreds of invoices looking for the one you need. Just go to the customer profile and it's all at your fingertips. Created specifically for the pool industry, Pool Invoice. Now available at poolinvoice.com. Blu-ray XL is the power of minerals working for you. Reduce your overall chemical costs and labor up to 50% guaranteed. Whether you have 20 accounts or 20,000, Blu-ray XL's direct pricing and free shipping to the pool trade have you covered. Improving pool professionals' profit and work-life balance is what they do. Blu-ray XL, the real mineral purifier. Visit them at BluRayXL.com.
Blu-ray all day.
Aquastar's new pipeline cartridge filters, available in 2 sizes, deliver top-notch hydraulic efficiency along with best-in-class filtration performance, approaching that of DE filters. Uniquely designed, open pleat spacing means 100% of the media square footage is usable. And these claims are backed by NSF test results. Designed with the pro's time and comfort in mind, the patented double locking system improves safety and ease of access, making filter cleaners faster than ever before. Available now. Ask your supplier for pipeline filters today.
Natural Chemistry, a leader in specialty water care solutions for over 30 years, is proud to provide products that make pool service easier than ever before. Its unique enzyme formulations in Pro Series Pro Blend improve efficiency of your pool program while reducing frequency of filter cleaning and scum lines. Natural Chemistry is also well known for its wide variety of phosphate removal solutions that include a non-clouding formula in Phos-Free and extremely high-range removal with Pro Series Phos Remove or Phos-Free Max. Save time, save money, save work with Pro Series products. Stop sacrificing durability or efficiency with the help of Raypak's new Avia HD models that utilize NITEC, their exclusive industry-first technology. NITEC heat exchanger technology is Raypak's latest solution to superior strength and maximum efficiency when it comes to residential pool heating. With 900% more nickel compared to copper nickel in critical surfaces, NITEC creates an ideal surface to protect against scale formation and erosion without compromising on Avia's 84% thermal efficiency. Learn more at raypak.com/NITEC.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Pool Nation Live podcast. We're talking to Mr. JJ Flawless, the fastest netter in the West, and the famous Zach, the pool boy Nicholas. That's the best whistle I could do. I can't whistle. So have you not watched the movie Pool Boys? The Pool Boys? You should watch the movie. That was him.
It's a mystery.
There's an actual movie called The Pool Boys.
You talk
That's why
about
he's famous.
strategic branding.
So, hey, I do want to give a shout out here to Dynamics Dual. Gave him a shout out there. He's saying, doing great. We're a pool company from El Paso, Texas. We learn from you guys and all the information that you give us. Well, we really appreciate that.
Yeah.
Big, huge shout out to you, brothers and sisters out there. JJ, how you feeling? You look like you have a pep in your step now.
Right? Didn't I tell you? I'm not
look
joking.
like
Look,
you're
I'm
ready.
awake now.
Right, Zach? Look at his face. He's like, let's start.
The bags are gone.
Yep.
The bags are gone. That big old, if you guys looked in the morning, I was like that. You know what I mean? I big old like line are gone and I'm ready to rock and roll. Let's go.
Ready to roll. All right, let's go. Well, John, we love you a lot, but we know that we need to get you out on the road.
I know.
So, Mr. Famous, the pool boy Nicholas, why don't you give us your final thoughts?
Well, dude, I need some of that pre-workout, whatever
Me
that
too.
is. Like,
Me too.
shoot
Me
me
too.
a link
I
where
will.
can
I
purchase
will.
that because that
You saw the transformation, right? And for me to make
That's crazy. That was
I
quick.
only pull that out when I need it, right? I usually don't do it in the morning, but I do it late at night. Oh, there it is. Look, there it is.
Bring closer to the screen. I can't.
I usually bring this at late at night when I'm home after work and I'm tired and mama wants me energized, if you know what I mean. So she gives me a shot of pre-workout.
It's even got a
Mama.
bow on it.
Mama,
Yeah.
I think
For
I
real,
think
true
my
story.
address is on your Amazon account. Can you just press buy and send it over to my house?
Right there. See it?
Yeah.
Oh,
splash.
Nino. Yeah.
Maybe if I drink that, I'll get out more than like 17 words in my answers.
Right.
So, but no, my final thoughts for today are pretty brief. I'm ready for the boot camp, like you guys have said. And I mean, this has been a long time coming. I'm super excited to get into it. I had a lot of fun at the last training stuff we did. I'm excited to go through this process, see how it all goes. And new location. Keep your eyes out. Once we finalize this, I'm going to start trickling out some stuff. And, we talked about the question about enemies and not creating enemies. And, our whole goal here is creating a nation of pool pros. And one thing that I did in designing this place is I put an emphasis on a conference room / training space. I wanted to create a little bit of a larger space. And one of my main goals with that is to start hosting trainings at our facility and kind of creating that venue or that space where, some of the trainers, manufacturers, whatever, could come down to our area, because a lot of our stuff is done on the north side, about an hour away from us. And it's hard for us when we're out there working and we're in the field. It's hard for us to break away on a Wednesday, make an hour and a half drive, 3 hours round trip to go up there and sit there. It consumes the whole day. So I wanted to create a space where we could invite, like you said, our brothers and sisters out there in the pool industry to come join us. Like if we're going to have someone there that's training and giving their time, let's make it worth their time. Let's get that information out to everyone. And bring in the other people in the industry in the area, give them the opportunity to learn some of these things. So I'm super excited about this. I hope it has the effect that I'm looking for. So yeah, again, keep your eyes open because we'll be starting to share some of that.
I appreciate that. We're looking forward to getting down there for the opening of the. So who's going to cut the ribbon? Is it going to be me or John?
Both of you.
Both of us. So we'll have two scissors and we'll just kind of.
No, you each get one side.
Yeah.
Come on.
Nice. I appreciate that. Hey, before we go, I need to give a big, huge shout out to our friend Steve Barnes. I know he listens all the time, and he is just nothing but a huge supporter. And so I just wanted to give you a shout out, Steve, because you're badass. So we really appreciate your support and everything that you do for us out here at Pool Nation.
And keep running Edgar over with the bus, Steve. That was good.
Yeah. Keep throwing it our way. So we really appreciate that. You owe me for that one. I got to throw you under the bus now, Steve. So get ready. Anyways, John, I know you got to go. Are we good? We're good. All right. So we'll leave your final thoughts for the next week.
Yeah. I
right.
just gave my final thoughts. Ditto. I'll say ditto. Everything
Ditto.
I said.
There we go.
Yeah.
Ditto. Anyways. All right, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening. Catch us next Wednesday on our Instagram Live. We will try to get to these questions and kind of get these going there for you. And have a great weekend, everyone. Bye.
See ya.
See ya.
Thanks for listening to the Pool Nation podcast, a member of the Pool Nation family. You can listen to us live every Friday here at 9 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Central, and 12 noon Eastern Standard Time. You can find us at Pool Nation or poolnationpodcast.com, on Facebook, or on Instagram at pool.nation. And to find more info about Pool Invoice, the billing software built specifically for the pool industry, go to poolinvoice.com. Before you go, this is what the pool industry has been waiting for. PoolmanUniversity.com. It's the first platform dedicated to learning the swimming pool service and repair industry. A pool service community where you can connect and find videos on business, service, water chemistry, and repairs. See you there at PoolmanUniversity.com.